Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lexi. Thank you for joining me today. So first off, before I get into this video, I just have to tell you guys, thank you so much for all of you that commented on my last video. I asked you guys what you liked to see from me, like what your favorite content was, because honestly, I want to give you guys what you like watching. So today's video, I think a lot of you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be very food focused. So in a good way though, I'm gonna show you guys a lot of different meals, things that I have been doing that have been keeping me sane food-wise, but also keeping me on track at the same time. I'm gonna do a very detailed creamy tutorial because I get questions all the time about my creamy recipe and also how I achieve the perfect consistency. So thank you for everybody that commented on my last video. I did have one comment, I just have to put it out there. And it was, I'm pretty sure from probably, I don't know, it was from somebody I had no idea who it was, could be a robot for all I know, but they told me that I blabber on too much in videos, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, I'm very thankful for you guys and my YouTube community because I feel like I don't get a lot of comments like that. Like, they're very far and few in between, which I'm very grateful for. But I just thought it was kind of comical because one, I have no idea who the person was, and two, it's like, it's so sad, in my personal opinion, people that make an effort and take time out of their day to comment on somebody else's content and comment something negative, like, that's just, honestly, I feel bad for people that do that. I really do. But anyways, very grateful for you guys. But with today's theme of the video being like a very foodie focus, I want to know from you guys, comment below and tell me whether you are a competitor, maybe you're not a competitor. I want you guys to tell me your current hyperfixation for food, meaning that meal, or like it could be a snack, or like that one thing that you're doing right now with your food that you are obsessed with. Comment below. I want to hear what you guys are currently hyperfixated and obsessed with your own meals and snacks. But without further ado, enjoy the rest of today's video. So I am putting together a meal and I have to show you guys. I got shrimp at the store yesterday. I don't normally buy shrimp. I love shrimp, and that's the issue. I can go through it so quickly. But anyways, it was on sale at the store. So I grabbed some the other day at Publix. And then my obsession that I've had for so long, and some of you guys probably already know this, air fried zucchini. So I love air fried zucchini. I hate like actually slicing up my zucchini and putting it in there, but because it takes a little bit of work, but I love getting zucchini, slicing it up very thinly, putting it into the air fryer and cooking it until it looks like this. I don't really time it, so I know I'll get people that ask, how long do I put the zucchini in for? It kind of depends on how thin you cut the slices. So the thinner the slices are, obviously the shorter they'll take in the air fryer to look like this. Plus, I like them a little crisp. Some people don't like them like this. So it really, the time that you have the zucchini in the air fryer, it doesn't really matter. But I would say if I had to guesstimate, I think I put them in at 375 for like, oh gosh, maybe 16 minutes. So yeah, and then I just seasoned to taste afterwards. I could literally eat air fried zucchini. I could eat like 3 a day. I don't, but I do love some good old air fried zucchini, and it's a vegetable that digests really easily for me. You guys, please convince me to keep reading this book because lots of you guys suggested this one to me last video I put up. I showed you guys that I had gotten this from the library. A lot of you guys said it was really good, and I'm not that far in. I'm like 40 pages in. So, but it's different than what I normally read. And so part of me is like, do I keep reading it? But I've had some people tell me it's super good. So please convince me that I need to continue to finish this book because so far it's kind of slow. And like I said, it's just, for me, it's not the genre I normally read, but I feel like I just need to keep going, persevere. I've heard it gets better. So if you've read this before, tell me if I need to keep reading it. Convince me that I just need to like get through the first 100 pages and then hopefully it gets better. You guys, I get happy over the littlest things, and I'm so happy. I have this baggie full of chicken, and this is not just any chicken. So my stepdad cooked this for me in his Traeger pressure cooker grill, and I absolutely love the way the chicken tastes when he does that. So a couple months ago, he made chicken for me in it when I went over one night, and ever since then I've been obsessed. So I'm always like, can I get some chicken and can you cook it for me if I go over there? And he loaded me up. And if you have never had chicken in a Traeger like pressure cooker, I think that's what it's called, this is literally just like plain chicken, but it tastes smoky. Like it has a smoky taste to it. It's so flipping good. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer. Got some chicken for the week, yay. But this is your PSA, guys. Chicken does not have to be boring. I feel like chicken gets such a bad rap. And honestly, I love chicken. I think it just has to be cooked right, seasoned right, use condiments. Like I don't usually just eat plain chicken. I always season it or use a condiment, but this is going in the freezer. I'm excited. All right, friends, so just gonna show you guys a little meal I am having. I am having this big ol' bowl of strawberries, and I'm gonna sprinkle some stevia on top. If you watched my last video, you guys know that I love strawberries with sprinkled stevia on top. So good. I just feel like when in doubt, if you have a sweet tooth, fruit is the answer. It's honestly, it always curbs my sweet tooth. So doing that. Big old bowl. It's kind of hard to tell for scale purposes, but there's a lot of berries in here. And then I got some chicken, the chicken that I showed, the one that my stepdad cooked in the pressure cooker or the Traeger, and then I got some avocado and little, like, I don't know if you would call this a hack. So I never eat my chicken plain. Like I never just eat it like this. I always have to have either like seasoning, usually a condiment, or one of my other favorite things to do is avocado, like mash it up and then use it as kind of like a quote unquote dip for your chicken or your meat. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I am getting ready to go to the gym. I've got my leg day, little crop top on, and of course it's a leg day, it's a glute day. It's my favorite day of the week for training because Sunday leg days are my favorite. It's the day after a full rest day, so I always feel super refreshed and just very like energized. Plus I just love today's leg day workout. So I've been doing the same training split for, oh gosh, I feel like a couple months now. And honestly, I prefer that. I definitely don't think there's a need to change up your training split every, 5-6 weeks. Honestly, like my moral of the story is, and I tell my athletes this too, if you're still progressing on your lifts, meaning like you're still getting stronger, you're still progressively overloading, there's not necessarily a reason to change up your training block. But I really like today's lift. I start my lift with, I will start with like a lot of like hip mobility and just some glute activation work with bands. And then I go into reverse hack squats and hip thrusts. Those are like my two main movements today. So those take me like a good amount of my workout. I would say I probably spend the first like 30 minutes just on those two exercises because I work up to rep schemes of 5. So I take my rest periods seriously and I push some heavy ass weight. So I think that's part of why I love this workout. I love those two lifts and I just feel so good after a rest day. So I don't know if I'll get any training footage, but I just wanted to come on and share that with you guys. So I guess moral of the story is, guys, you don't need to change your training up every couple of weeks. Truthfully, I tell my clients when the kind of two key things I look for when I know it's time to change up somebody's split is, one, if you're kind of starting to hit a standstill with like your progressions, and two, if maybe you are losing a little bit of enthusiasm towards it. Now that doesn't always mean you need to change up your training block. Like just because you're a little bored doesn't mean you need to change it up, but generally if you're starting to lose a little bit of momentum in strength progressions, that's a good sign that maybe it is time to tweak or modify the split. So anyways, all right, I'm gonna go and train. I literally just walked in my apartment, you guys, from the gym, just walked home from the gym, and let me tell you, so you guys, it's kind of funny because the irony of it all is before I filmed that clip, before I went to the gym, I was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling so great, so energized. And it's funny because I got to the gym and I did my first movement, which was reverse hack squat. It went great. Also, I just realized, don't mind the banana sitting on top of my air fryer. But I got to the gym, PR'd on my reverse hack squat, which really surprised me. It felt really good. And then I went onto my hip thrust, which was my second compound movement of the lift. And I felt so lethargic. Like that was a workout where I really had to test my mental fortitude. And I honestly, I wholeheartely believe that sometimes strength is more mental than it is physical. That was definitely one of those workouts where like I crashed after that first lift. Yeah, after PRing on reverse hack squat, I don't know if that just took it out of me or like what happened. But yeah, I feel quite literally exhausted. So yeah, I was like walking home from the gym at turtle speed, finished up my cardio at the gym, watched a little Kardashians while I was doing that because I just needed something to distract me. But yeah, just one of those workouts. Can't win them all, but I did still push myself and I'm very proud of that. I do just want to give a quick little PSA, guys. So I talk about these Task Active backpacks all the time, and I have for a while now in past videos. So this compartment in front is an insulated meal compartment, but how cute are these? So just want to give a little PSA though, because there is currently a Memorial Day sale going on, and I want to say it goes all throughout the month of May. So a couple more days, but they are 25% off right now, guys. That is a big discount. So you can use my link. I'll put it below. If you've been eyeing up one of these bags, I swear, I love them. I have 4 of them. So these are 2 of them. I use them for my carry-on when I travel. I use one for a gym bag. They are literally amazing, and they have so much room in them too. And in the very back, they have like a laptop compartment. So perfect bag, especially for bodybuilders, because it does have the meal compartment in the front. So I just wanted to let you guys know they are on mega sale. So if you have been eyeing them up, this is your sign. So I am going to show you guys how I make my creamy. I've showed you guys this before, but I've been getting a lot of recent questions, and I figured it would go along with kind of the theme of this video, a lot of little foodie things, but I've been getting a lot of questions about, Lexi, how do you make your creamy? So here's the reminder, because I have a very precise method. It's very simple. So if you don't have a creamy, Ninja Creamy, you have to freeze the base overnight. So this is frozen, out of the freezer, froze it overnight. So I always make my creamies every night and put them in my freezer. But anyways, so what's in this little thing? Ooh, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting. It doesn't look like much at all, but basically I use about 10 ounces, 8 to 10 ounces of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And then I add usually like 2 ounces of water. I will do a half a scoop of PESCIENCE protein powder. So I have been loving Snickerdoodle recently for my creamy. So I do a half a scoop. You can do a full scoop. I generally do a half a scoop. And then what I also do is I do some Chobani Greek yogurt, Chobani Zero Sugar Greek yogurt. I do about, let's see, a full can is 150 grams. I generally do about half. So what is that? 75 grams of Chobani Zero Sugar Greek yogurt. It is lactose free, so I can tolerate it very well. And then, let's see, is that all I do? Yeah, that's all I do banana as well, but I have not added the banana in yet. I'll show you guys when I add the banana in. So I do the unsweetened almond milk, like I said, 8 to 10 ounces, plus about 2 ounces of water, mixed with a half a scoop of PESCIENCE protein. You can do a full scoop if you want, and 75 grams of the Chobani Zero Sugar. Froth it all together, freeze it overnight, and then you get what I showed you. And now we are going to put it on the light ice cream setting of the Ninja Creamy for one time, and then I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So here is the grand reveal. This is what it looks like after I spun it once on the light ice cream feature. So it looks kind of icy. So what I do after this is I will take a spoon and I'll scrape the sides off. Otherwise, sometimes there's some ice that accumulates on the sides. So I'm gonna scrape off the sides, and then I add my banana. So I'm gonna add in 40 grams. You can play around with the ratio of what amount of banana you want in it. If you don't want a super banana-like taste in the creamy itself, I would opt for about 40 grams, even a little bit less. But basically the banana is the thickening agent. So you're gonna see I'm gonna add the banana and I'm gonna spin it on light ice cream one more time, and you will see that the consistency is so different afterwards. So the banana, it doesn't overpower the taste of the creamy. Like I said, I'm gonna add in 40 grams and I probably won't taste too much of the banana in the actual creamy, but it really brings the texture together. So stay tuned. So here is the finished product after another spin on light ice cream. It is so much different consistency wise. I feel like my camera is not doing a great job at focusing, but you can see it's a lot more like a little bit thicker, a little bit more ice cream like. So this is optional. You don't have to spin it again, but I like to stir it up even more and spin it one more time on the respin feature, and you'll see it'll just look even fluffier afterwards. Okay, and then finished product. So I just respun on the respin feature, which like I said is optional. It just makes it a little bit more like fluffy and like soft serve. So that is my creamy recipe, you guys. And then obviously if you want to top it with anything you can. Usually I don't, but this is my nightcap every single night unless I'm traveling. Of course, I can't bring my Ninja Creamy with me if I'm traveling. All right, friends, I am just editing this video and I want to make an outro clip and kind of just debrief, well, not debrief, just wrap up the video as a whole. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I always feel like I think this or say this in videos, but sometimes I overthink my content and I'm like going back and editing this video and I'm like, I feel like it's just very all over the place, and maybe that's just in my head, but I'm gonna post the content anyways. I know that some of you guys out there will probably enjoy all the foodie content. Fun fact, so when I first started my YouTube channel, it was in 2021, and I did some things back in 2021 in my prep that some of you guys still post about to this day. So I don't know if any of you guys remember, but back in the day, and I'm talking 2021, I used to do zucchini oats, where I would do oatmeal and then I'd add grated zucchini in it, just for a little added volume. And one of you guys tagged me in that the other day. You were doing it and I was like, oh my gosh, if you remember the time that I used to do that, comment below. You are a real OG. But I like showing you guys some of the things I do, just in terms of like what I eat. I genuinely love everything I eat. I have been keeping my food very simple for the past several months just to keep it easy on myself. But I do wholeheartedly believe, like, even if you are prepping for a bodybuilding show, I don't believe you should have to cut out everything that you like. It shouldn't be miserable to the point where you're like, I have to eat another meal that I hate. Like, my personal opinion, it should not have to be that way. And I think a lot of my clients, if not all of them, can attest to the fact of, like, I think there comes a point in prep where yes, you wish you had more food, right? But there should never be a point where you're like gagging at the idea of eating a certain meal. Like, I think that there is definitely a way to still get stage lean while keeping in foods that you enjoy. No, that may not mean that you can have like cookies and cake, but you know, even some of the little things I showed in this video, like I air fry a lot of my food. I season my food, you know, certain ways. I cook my food in certain ways where I actually enjoy it. And sometimes just getting a little bit more creative with like the way you prepare food can really just make it a little bit more enjoyable. So anyways, all right, I'm gonna wrap up the video here so I can get this edited and out to you guys. And I hope everybody has a great day wherever you are at in the world. As always, my one-on-one coaching link is below, and all my discount codes are below as well. So have a great day, you guys, and I will catch you in the next video.